Hey guys, this is Comic Can, and get ready because this is going to be one of my nuanced points. Oh, it's going to be a thinker. You got to think about this one. And the idea is that with manga and cartoons, let's say you're the writer and the artist of your story, or maybe even just the writer. The thing that you want to focus on more than anything else in crafting your stories and crafting your ideas is the interestingness of the ideas. It has to be interesting on the face of it before you decide to put any more effort or work into writing or drawing that story. So what do I mean by this? That's where the explanation comes in. The number one selling point of any manga that you read is, in one, how interesting is the story's concept, and then in two, how well executed is that story concept. Because without good execution, you just have a wasted premise, and with a boring premise, it's harder to make people interested in how you'll execute a boring premise. But a good storyteller, a good writer, can make anything interesting, even the game of Go. And a bad storyteller or a bad writer can make even the most fantastical situations with superheroes and superpowers feel like the most boring, trite, played out cliche thing in the world. So how is it done? Like, how do you come up with concepts that you're able to turn into interesting stories? And part of that is by when you watch something and you're hooked to it and you want to keep reading or keep watching to find out what happens until the end. Figure out exactly what that hook is that's making you want to keep paying attention. You have to ask yourself, what's beneath the surface of this video, of this comic, of this story? What's beneath the surface that's hooking into you, specifically you, and making you want to read more, hooking you along for the ride, so that you can't take out the hook. You just want to keep reading, you want to keep going, and you have to figure out, like, why. Keep asking yourself why. And I'm gonna have a longer video on this exact subject later on, because that's a very important question. When you ask yourself, why do I feel this way when I read or watch this thing, that's the answer to all your storytelling questions of how to evolve your art style, how to evolve your storytelling, how to create better stories. Asking yourself why is the answer to all of that. So when you ask yourself, like, why does it hook me? Why am I interested in this? You activate the part of the brain that starts thinking about concepts, starts thinking about things in the abstract. It's not looking at the very surface of the manga, like, oh, it has ninjas, so it's interesting, or oh, it has swords and sorcery, so it's interesting. No, you start asking yourself, like, okay, what's beneath the surface, underneath all the things that are supposed to be interesting, that's actually hooking my attention and pulling me along for the ride? Because the manga Hikaru no Go doesn't have any of that stuff. It doesn't have any, like, swords and sorcery or superheroes. All it has is, like, a ghost who really likes to play Go. And somehow that compelled me to read more than 12 volumes of the story until my library stopped stocking it for some reason, and start learning how to play the game Go. Like, I would play online because I didn't have a Go board, so I just play a game on the computer, and it got me into that because the story was able to take a basically boring concept to the regular person and make it intensely interesting and enjoyable to get into. And the way to really do that after you ask why is to basically just start brainstorming, coming up with any interesting thing that you would think would interest other people, interest yourself. just come up with maybe, let's say, 10 a day, and just dribble it out onto a page, put it into a document, and let the ideas flow. Like, it could be the most crazy out of pocket thing. It doesn't matter, because you're not showing anybody else. You're just coming up with all these interesting ideas that can be as crazy as you want, that you think will hook yourself or hook other people into wanting to read the story. And I call this process idiomatic ideation. I don't know why I call it that, but it's the process of coming up with concepts that are just plainly interesting. They don't need to be hyped up or trumped up. They're just interesting on the face of it. And you're coming up with multiple of them, training your mind to come up, be an idea generating machine that can come up with all these interesting ways and directions to take the story. I came up with one for Saintly, my webcomic, and put it in a Google Doc to get the juices flowing for ideas that I could possibly take the story in the specific directions. I'll draw pictures of different monsters, different demons that could possibly be in the story, and I don't base them on anything real. I just think like, okay, what's the most crazy effed up stuff that I could make? And then I'm like, all right, let's scale it back and then try to ground it in reality or something, so that it's not completely like unreal or like a flight of fancy, that type of thing. And this is what I think is the strongest ability of manga and anime, is to be able to come up with these concepts that are completely out of left field, that you never would have conceived of to begin with, and they execute it at such a high level that they make it feel real to you, that they make it feel like this amazing new thing. Just these weird, crazy, amazing concepts, and the execution to back it up. The biggest example would be Pokemon. Concepts of supernaturally gifted animals that you can catch and keep in your pocket and fight other animals with, or just keep as a pet. And I think that's really the way to develop ideas that, even if executed in a non-optimal way, can still be entertaining to read. Because if you are pushing your mind to come up with inherently more and more interesting ideas, and searching out, looking for where those interesting ideas are hiding, you can come up with ideas that other people will slap themselves and wish, like, oh, I wish I came up with that one, or I thought that had been done already, and I wish I could do that now. And if you want to find another really good place to find a lot of these ideas, just scroll through Instagram. You'll find plenty of those. People drawing in all different types of styles, coming up with all different types of stories. It's really fun to flip through and see. And the first and best place to really find interesting ideas like this is nature itself. Insects do weird stuff. Animals do weird stuff. Things that you'd never even expect, they're doing it. So check out nature. Use nature as a foundation for your ideas. Use maybe crime documentaries as a foundation for ideas, because the truth, as they say, is stranger than fiction. Like, the way things actually play out outside of your phone screen is way stranger than you can even imagine. So there's plenty of places to get these ideas from, and I think that will be the number one thing to help you in coming up with ideas for your own stories. And as I said, that's what I try to do in my latest webcomic, Saintly. It is a demon chase horror action comedy about two best friends who have to outrun the demon loan sharks that they borrowed from. Basically, it's like Scooby-Doo meets K-pop demon hunters without the K-pop. And the story backs the main character into a corner where she has to decide between the hard path to success or lose her soul to the lure of easy money. And we get to see the ramifications of her choice, and if she can hide this deal with the devil from her friend, or if it will tear them apart. And I hope you read my comic in the description and check out the story. It should appear in your email inbox or your spam folder if you don't see it. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.